Well, I am going to discuss the Elizabethan poetry in this lecture today. Elizabethan age is the most productive age for the growth and development of English poetry. It is said that the Elizabethan age is the nest of singing words. And this is true. This is true because most of the authors wrote poetry during this period of time. Poetry was the most popular branch of literature during the Elizabethan period. Elizabethan period witnessed full growth and development of English poetry. Apart from sonnets, which is a poem of 14 lines, a very short poem, many of the authors, many of the poets composed poetry of different hues and varieties. I am talking about the poets and the poetry of the Elizabethan period in England here. Edmund Spenser comes in the mind when we talk about Elizabethan poetry. Edmund Spenser was an undergraduate of Cambridge. He was a scholarly poet. He was much influenced by the classical poetry and Middle Ages and the modern sensibility. Edmund Spenser read many tales about the classical heroes, legends, characters, and he tried to follow them in his marvelous, interesting poems. Edmund Spenser loved England most. He loved English language also most. So he wanted to make English as great a language, as important a language as the Greek and the Greek and Latin language, like Chaucer. Edmund Spenser also made English language a beautiful medium of expression of his country. Edmund Spenser made a great contribution to the growth and development of English poetry as well as English language. Uh, Edmund Spenser is chiefly remembered for the Shepherd's Calendar, which appeared in 1579, and the Fairy Queen, which appeared in 1590. These two poems are his great poems in English language. His Shepherd's Calendar is like Chaucer's Troilus and Cressida. He has written 12 eclogues or Shepherd's poems, one for each month of the year. It is in the manner of classical and Renaissance eclogues writer. Variety of themes are to be found in his poems. Edmund Spenser deals with the church satire, from the church satire to the praise of Queen Elizabeth. He expresses duality that arose in Spenser's mind. Spenser wanted to raise the position and status of English language like that of the classical poets like Aristo and Tasso. Middle Ages stories, Arthurian tales, the allegories are the important things that we find in Edmund Spenser's poetry. He knew the classical heroes such as Hector, Achilles, Ulysses, Aeneas, so on, so forth. He praises Queen Elizabeth in the poem Fairy Queen. Queen is named Gloriana, the Fairy Queen, in the Fairy Queen poem. In Spenser, the medieval and Renaissance meet. The modern and the classical, the courtly and the popular get full expression in his poetry. Subtly and great artist Edmund Spenser was. Then we come across the works of Marlowe and William Shakespeare. Marlowe and William Shakespeare were basically dramatists, but they also composed poetry and poems. Marlowe's Hero and Linda is a very significant poem. Marlowe was a great poet and dramatist as well. Shakespeare was another great poet of the age. Though he was a great dramatist, but he composed many poems. Apart from sonnet sequence of 154, he composed four long narrative poems. These four long narrative poems are uh, Venus and Adonis. It is a very romantic poem. In this poem, Venus gives an account of the beauty of Adonis. It is like the Meghadutam of Kalidas. It's very heart-moving, romantic poem of William Shakespeare. Then Lucrece is another important poem, long narrative poem of William Shakespeare. Then Phoenix and Turtle is also a long narrative poem of Shakespeare. Love's Complaint, which remains incomplete, is another or the fourth long narrative poem of William Shakespeare. William Shakespeare was a great poet of Elizabethan age. Then Ben Jonson wrote also numerous poems and lyrics. Michael Drayton wrote many poems in 1563 to 1631. Michael Drayton wrote historical poems. The Baron's War is his captivating poem. His most memorable sonnet is Since there is no help, come, let us kiss and part, in which the lover describes the cruelty, the unkindness of his beloved. Then Samuel Daniel wrote many poems in 1562 to 1619. He wrote history in verse. Epistles is his important poem. Then John Donne wrote many poems apart from holy sonnets. John Donne composed poetry from 1572 to 1631. Thus we find that Elizabeth was a nest of singing words. It produced outstanding poets which had a rich contribution to the growth of English poetry. English Elizabethan age is the most fertile age for the growth of poetry. Just as novel grew and developed during the Victorian age, in the same way poetry grew and developed during the Elizabethan age. To conclude, Elizabethan age is the most productive age for poetry. Thanks.